What an opening. Unconventional, but intentional. Cheers.
Mr. and Mr. Worldwide.
Dale.
People. Let's go.
And Neo. I don't know what you want to be. All right. How are you? To our future selves and family and friends and community who'll be watching this. We are 2 months. Oh my goodness.
No way.
Why do we always do this?
Oh my God.
This is something. This is something divine about this.
All right.
Perfect, divine, and right on time. We are 2 months from the day that we boarded a plane and left Australia and left the life that we knew. Oh my God. Holy. Of course. Okay. Of course. No, it's fine. Yeah, keep going. Keep it going.
We have a dog here.
Big boy. Can you just hot tea on the lap? Because he's excited when we're excited. This is going to be impossible to film content.
Thank you very much.
What an opener. Thank you, big boy.
He gets really excited when we talk. And anyway, this is a segue.
This is a real segue. Maybe I just need to zoom out so everyone has context of what I've got a point there. Just if we see a big dog, bounce. There we go. Yeah, you see him. All right, that's what we're working with.
Yeah.
There we go. Go on, Alfie.
Hopefully it comes down. You're going to keep it on that?
Yeah, I'll just keep it going. Yeah, that's fine. Do you want to go back to one?
Yeah. All right.
This is a lot harder than I thought. My bedtime alarm went off. Our dog's going crazy. This is what we wanted. Just raw, like organic, non-scripted, just putting ourselves into the arena of starting to document with no death grip over what it needs to look like or what we're optimizing for or what the strategy is. Like so many people try and solve steps 2, 3, 4, and this is step 1. We're just ripping the Band-Aid off. We're hitting record.
Yep.
This is going to be a long journey, and it's taken us 2 months to finally start recording videos together.
2 months to finally knuckle down and be like, what are we doing?
Shit together.
Yeah. Anyway, here we are. Mm-hmm. We thought we would start off by just rehashing how we got to this point, why some of our intentions behind this trip, and just really taking it broader level. Yeah. Not starting with what we've done for the last 2 months, but rather like, why? Why are we doing this?
Yep. So we wrote out a bit of a guide. We might share it on the screen or reference it or include in the description or however this piece of content is being absorbed. When we were actually traveling in Tasmania at the start of 2023, which sounds really wild to say. So for some of us who, think
2022 to 23.
That's it. Yeah.
The new year.
Yeah. Because we try and make that period a time for us to zoom out and reflect. And for a lot of people in our lives that were, sharing comments like, oh, you're so lucky. This is so, this is incredible. Like lifetime, blah, blah, blah. We wanted to contextualize this. Is probably like 4 or 5 years in the making. It was a hot ambition and maybe like a honeymoon naivety that we thought in our first 2 years of doing long distance that we'd be like, I'll move up to Brisbane and then we'll go overseas together.
Go overseas for a year. Yeah.
We had some work to do. We had some shit to do on ourselves and as a couple. So maybe it was a blessing that it was delayed. But start of 2023 is when we probably got serious. And I think when you take things from mind and you write them on paper, I think I've heard this phrase, which is like things start in the mind and then on paper and then in real life. Yeah. And I think we both were like, if we want this, pipe dream to actually happen, we need to write something down because that in itself is just going to start giving us direction. And so that's why we wrote this list of intentions just over a year ago, which is really beautiful to look back right now. And I think we might
reread them
and just see where we are and see if that's aligned with what we are now experiencing 2 months into the actual trip.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So the first thing we wrote down was travel. And I think we're both travelers at heart and love, getting out of our comfort zones, going to new countries, new cultures, new food, new people, and just feeling that, I don't know, it's like a little urge for something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And we wanted to do this while we're young, fit, healthy, and in, a financial position to do so. We don't have dependents. We've got nothing tying us to Australia. Yep. So
absolutely.
Other than our families, of course, but,
consider maybe a blessing or a curse somewhat. It's like we have a very understanding family.
Yes.
Who've done similar things themselves in their lifetime that may inspire this.
Yes.
And relatively small immediate families, which means that the heartstrings. So we do want to I want to give a massive grain of Himalayan salt. we don't take it for granted. I know there's so many people watching this that genuinely wish they could do this, but definitely feel... Yeah, they can't. They have very big family obligations, which is beautiful and sometimes something that I envy.
Yeah, what we gain, we also miss out on.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And this is not practical or reasonable for many people at this point in our life or at this stage in their life. But I also think that if you have this window of opportunity, like take it. So whether you're like 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, wherever you are, like watching this, it's like we realize we're never going to be this young again. Like we're never, as Maddy said, we're never going to have all these And
as well, COVID really, like I had plans, I'd saved up a lot of money to do a lot of traveling.
Do a lot of travel, yeah.
You did. I think it was 2021.
Yeah, that was the year we were going to slingshot. It was,
And you did as well.
I did as well, yeah. That was the aim.
And then when COVID hit and that opportunity was taken away, as a lot of people have experienced, I think now that the opportunity we're able to do it again, we're really seizing it.
Yeah.
And I don't, I think that we actually needed those couple of years at home to go through the shit and establish a closer relationship with each other and a more secure one. So it played out how it was always meant to play out.
Amen. Perfect, divine, and right on time.
Yes.
All the events in your life. It just takes wisdom and hindsight sometimes to acknowledge that in the moment you can't feel it. So
and a big part of that was also like the financial position that we are in now, as opposed to 3-4 years ago. Yeah. Like
I wouldn't have had clients that would have given me work overseas. I just had naivety and you would have been working in a frontline service during one of the most unprecedented pandemics in a foreign country. Potentially. I don't know. I don't know what you would, I have no idea what you would have done.
Like,
do you know what I mean? Like,
or it could have been really hard for us to get home or
far out. Yeah.
Anyway, that's the point. Number 1 was to travel while we have the opportunity.
Yeah.
Point number 2 was face the challenges that come with moving to the other side of the world, like, packing up your life, transiting, meeting new people, establishing, new relationships, new living situations, new routines, etc.
Yeah. How has that played out for you now that it's been 2? That's why I laughed, but
looking back at that, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a challenge.
That was a challenge.
A big challenge. And we finally kind of feel like we're like over the other side of it now a little bit. Yeah. But it was a hot 3 months.
Yeah.
March, April, May, really. Because March was hectic.
Yeah.
So March, for context, was us packing up our lives. We had lived at our little place in Kedron for 3 years. So we were very well established there. We had great, little community that we'd built, great neighbours, great friends, great routines. Everything was all good.
It was easy.
Simple life. Simple. Like it was awesome.
Yeah. Shout out Bris Vegas. Love it.
Yeah, we loved it. And it's kind of like, well, why would you up and leave that if it was so good? And it was hard. And I know why people don't do it now, because having gone through it, I was like, yeah, that was hard.
That was hard. Yeah. Both of us have a bit of a soldier on trooper mindset where we just roll up our sleeves and battle through things and, come out like battered and bruised and whatnot and tell ourselves it'll be fine. And I sometimes think that might be a curse, but the blessing is that we probably couldn't have done what we did and moved the mountains we did in such a short period of time if we weren't such operators. So I think I also want to cut us some slack and be like, what we did together, combining our energy, a lot of people would struggle to do even over a long period.
100%.
So I'm very, very proud.
Yeah, I am super proud.
How much we pulled. Like I don't think we stopped to actually pause.
No.
Because for those who don't know, depending on how we document our travels, we made the principle behind the decision was right. We said, because we're going to be doing so much in March, we want the first portion of the trip where someone else takes the wheel. The itinerary is planned by someone else. So
I literally did not have capacity to plan. And when you're traveling we went to Central America first up.
You've got to be on it.
You got to plan. Like you can't just come in and expect to just totally wing it. Like some people do. Kudos to them, but like that's not us. Like I need to have a little bit planned and be a bit knowledgeable about where we're actually going. It's not, safety can be a concern. So it's not somewhere that I'd feel like New Zealand. I could just rock up on a plane and I would sort
if
it
it's
out.
Same language, similar way of lifestyle, you could do that.
And we were just so go back to back with packing up our lives that I did not have time to organise our trip. So we thought we'll just book a group tour. Easy, done. The itinerary sorted. You get on a bus, away you go. You don't have to worry.
So the intention was right, as we say, unconventional but intentional. The intention was right.
Yeah.
I just think the way that it played out, or the type of group tour that we took, probably wasn't aligned with what we needed.
No, we needed some rest.
We needed rest.
I think this is a whole other video in itself.
That is.
So we won't
go into it. Yeah.
But
that's a lesson
about essentially it was hectic.
When you're on fire.
Definitely needed to just chill for 2 weeks in the one spot.
100%. And we did not do that. So that is a story for another time.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we'll get to it soon.
It was great though. We had a great time.
Yeah, we met some great people. And we did meet some new people.
We paid for it.
We did. Everything cost benefits.
Yeah.
So making a new home, I mean, it's the process of constantly making new homes.
Yeah.
We've had this one that we're in right now. We're going to be jumping in a van soon. We'll get up to that soon.
Yeah, I think it's more, instead of like I think we had, when we wrote this, we thought we would maybe like just stay in the one spot.
I thought we did. I think that's what we thought. Because we thought it would be location dependent on your job.
Yeah, but that's not happening now.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, so let's rewind. Yeah. Actually, this might be a quick little aside. At the start of 2023, your career, you were 1 year into midwifery to studying it to complement a 5, 6, 7, 8 year plus career in paramedicine. And you then, at that point in time, thought, I'll probably be working as a paramedic in Canada.
Yeah, I that was my safe. Like, I know I can.
That was
I have a skill set. I can get a job in that.
How's that changed since then? What's the revelation?
Well, the closer we got to leaving, the more I was like, I just don't feel it. I just didn't feel like going through the rigmarole. It's quite a process to get through all the loopholes to get qualified here and work as a paramedic. And sure, I can definitely do it, but the more I sat with that decision, it just didn't feel aligned. I feel like I have worked very hard in that job for a long time and feel myself moving away from it. And especially since starting midwifery, like I haven't felt as like stronger hold on being a paramedic anymore. And so I think it's a great opportunity to not work as a paramedic and just see what opportunities open up for me. And things have, like I got a job working for the uni last year and I'm still marking for them. It's great. I can do it from my laptop and we've started doing a bit of stuff together. And so, it's just kind of unfolding. And whilst it's super scary, like not having a locked in job and not having a consistent income, I've been very fortunate that I saved up a lot of leave and saved up a fair bit of savings, so we've been fine. But
speaking of leave, does that finish in the next couple of days?
I think it's done.
Very good.
I think I have my last paycheck.
Hey, you're officially.
I don't know. I'll wait and see.
Fun employed. Yeah, nearly there. Well done. Proud of you, boo.
No more paychecks coming in.
Wow.
Which is like.
that was beautiful. That to hold up against where you thought you were with your life. I think is a constant reminder that you can try and make all of these 12-month plans and 5-year plans and whatever, but you none of us how good is this? We can't even predict what our life is going to look like in 12 months, let alone what the world's going to do or what your friends are going to do or what everything's going to do. So I think there's a level of like serendipity or grace just to be like, if you operate from a place of your intention, but you can be flexible with the how, or you can be open to pivoting and navigating and side questing like you have. You had to let go of that death grip on paramedicine to kind of have the opportunities we've got right now. So I love
Present from the dog.
It might be related to the third one in terms of stretching ourselves and what we're capable of, both as individuals and as a couple together. I think that might tie in
definitely
with some
ties
of that.
in. Yeah.
The thing
it forces you to think about different ways and different like lifestyles and get out of the classic 9 to 5 and grind.
And I just want to caveat, there's nothing wrong with it. We've both been a product of 9 to 5, and I think it has its place and has its time. For me, I think the way that I've navigated is the 9 to 5 is not the final destination for me. I think it's a really valuable stepping stone to earn and to learn. But I think for anyone who's probably tuning into this or is friends with us or knows us and is within this circle, you have a growth mindset and you pursue mastery for whatever that looks like. Pursue your own version of success, not everyone else's, but like really transcending and evolving and, finding that higher version of yourself. I'm just going to assume that if you're watching this. If you're not, this video is probably not for you. And there was a lot of realizations from the shake-ups that we had in the last 2 months that we'll touch on in different videos that we could not continue operating at the same cadence or rhythm or mindset or routine that brought us to where we were in that point in time. So what got you here won't get you there is often the saying. And our relationship, how we created time and self-care for ourselves, everything was thrown off in the last 2 months. And I will admit that I had not let go or had spent enough time adapting to the new version of me that would thrive in these circumstances where I don't have the perfect routine. My desk is literally that, what you see behind me. We've got a dog to look after that always needs attention. The weather's different, you know, we've got different responsibilities. And I think Maddy said it right. It's like when you get new constraints and new limitations, it forces you to be more creative, you know, with your lifestyle. And I've really enjoyed that challenge so far, even though I didn't love it in the thick of it. I think I needed to go through that slog in the last couple of months to acknowledge that this is that readjustment or that recalibration period. So I feel like we've been stretching quite well. I'm really impressed with what we've put out for work, for the way that we stepped up as leaders in the group when it needed to be done, the way that we've navigated jumping borders and timing things and coordinating things with the right people at the right times. I think, we've really got out of our comfort and made things happen. Yeah.
All right. To finish off, we said as well we wanted to invest in as many beautiful experiences while abroad, you know, making sure that we are intentional with what we're investing in and not, you know, unnecessary stuff. Yeah. So to just maximize the time that we have on this side of the world.
Yeah.
And then another thing which we haven't touched on is to level up as a couple from what this experience will bring us both and sharing our experience sharing the experience with each other, which, that's been a big one already. First 2 months, we've hit some points that needed a bit of attention.
Hit some inflection points.
But it's all good growth.
Yes. It's growth if you allow it to be.
Yeah, and you know, conflict or like, you know, is not a bad thing. And we've learnt that time and time again in our relationship. Yeah. And I feel like we've grown so much already. Can't imagine what the next however long we're here for will challenge us and level us up.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
And the last thing was to document the journey, which here we are.
This video is a big tick for it, so I think we've done all right.
Yeah.
We've done all right.
Yeah.
See what this comes down to in the cut down. I hope there were some nuggets in there that landed if you've taken the time watching this. I hope we can look back at this and say, fuck, you guys didn't know shit about shit. And hopefully we've grown from this, which is great.
Yeah, we just want to get in early and say like what is this all about. Yeah.
Line in the sand. So 26th of May, 2024, we took off on the 26th of March. And so that's crazy. Good crazy. First month was bonkers. Second month has been chill. Yeah. I think next month is going to be another kind of like sprint recalibration.
Next month will be real different. We're hopefully doing van life.
Well, do you want to tease for the next video? Do you want to tease the quick TLDR around what's been happening around the van and what news we found out today? And we might finish off with a bit of a cliffhanger.
We think we have secured a van. No money's been handed over yet, so I don't think we can say that we've secured it. We can say that.
We can say that we've secured strong interest
and
verbal agreement. Initial verbal agreement.
Yeah. So I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah. That's a good way of saying it. Yeah. I'm feeling real good about it. Yeah.
So
and we're two-man gens. So if you know, you know. All right?
Yeah.
When we feel, we feel.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully in the next week we will know.
That'll be it. Hopefully next week's update with some banging footage and a red hot four-wheeler that that we've got ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. We'll love you and leave you. What's your sign off?
Mr. and Mr. Worldwide.
Darling. Bye.